welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If you're meeting for the first time, welcome, and for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be diving into the week ahead. Although if you are listening from the future present, that is okay. I've realized that these readings have been very, very timeless. So honor your intuition that has led you here. Let's go ahead and dive right in. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about as I'm shuffling the cards, oh my God, not the Three of Swords at the top of the deck. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about as I'm shuffling the cards is the fact that yesterday was the new moon in Taurus, and that was the 27th. Today is the 28th, a Monday. With new moons in general, they are what I like to call portals, doors, windows that have opened up, and what you plant inside of them has the potential to grow, especially energetically as the moon grows in size. Many of you guys know that, but it's a good idea to remind ourselves or to learn it for the first time if you don't know that that's the energy that we're working with. Taurus is a beautiful energy, don't get me wrong, but it's not just the new moon in Taurus that has our eyes, right? It's also the fact that Uranus in Taurus has been uprooting life as we know it for the majority of us. There is a need to be flexible, unlike any other time before. We knew this, we could feel it. We're in the midst of it now, we're in the thick of it. These types of transits show you and have been showing you what is your new priority, what you can no longer tolerate or take, what needs to be adjusted. As youthful as Uranus is, when it enters into the sign of Taurus, we really need to rely on our wisdom and our intuition more than ever. Wisdom is something that even children are born with, babies are born with. It's an instinctual knowing. It's intelligence. Whatever that intelligence is that you're born with, that shows you, reveals to you, confirms for you what's right and what's wrong, what would work and what wouldn't. It's not the same as knowledge, which we gain through experience and through trial and error. Wisdom is when we just know deep within our bones what something is or isn't. And as Uranus is transiting through the sign of Taurus, our world, our foundation, our values, our resources become topsy-turvy. They become uprooted. In the most physical and simple way that this energy can show up can be something as simple but as powerful and impactful and important as our food sources, water, air quality. Those aspects of our life become challenged, and we start to realize that we need to prioritize them now more than ever. The way that we were living, whether it's overconsumption or the quality of the water and the quality of the food that we're eating, it just wasn't as important as it is today. And oftentimes there's little triggers that make that awareness our new reality. And for the sake of the fact that a lot of people get uncomfortable talking about these changes that are happening globally, I'm not going to dive deep into that. That's what Behati Love Notes, my little community there, is for. Those are what I pour into them when we talk about in our day-to-day readings, how to prepare, how to dive within themselves deeply within these transits, because it's not global only with me. It's also intimate, it's personal growth. That's what that is for. So for that reason, I'm not going to dive into those energies today, or not here on the YouTube channel, because I do talk about it often. with that, and this new moon being the start and the cracking open of this moment in time, you are invited to take all of what your experience has led you to understand so far and make a change, or to bloom, or to set intention. The new moon was last night, but I believe that intention is truly timeless. And if you feel called and inspired by today's video to set intention for your life, please do. Personally, I was working on the sacred anointing oils for my ritual boxes. They came out amazing. They literally came out amazing. I'm so, so proud. The herbs that I used in each of those oils were directly from my garden space. And the ritual that I wrote I know is going to change people's lives for the better. So for those of you guys that are subscribed to that, literally I'm wrapping and packing your intention oils. Took a break to come and shuffle and pull here, and then I will carry on. You'll be getting those in prep for May. We're right on time. But that's how I spent my new moon. It also inspired and awakened within me my own revelations. The way that I felt so inspired by this new moon, and so inspired by even luxury, how to incorporate luxury from a spiritual perspective, like spiritual luxury, into my day-to-day experiences. I didn't realize how important that was for me. And when we say the word luxury, right, and I will flip over the cards, but this is the community, and I love to connect with you guys, and I love to talk with you and catch up. When we say luxury in the spiritual community, sometimes people get triggered because it's almost like you can't have luxury. But the truth is that luxury isn't something to be feared or to scratch off your list as a spiritual person because it's superficial or self-indulgent. Luxury could reflect the quality of the soil that you are growing your fruits and vegetables from. And what is more luxurious than hand-grown organic food that reaches your belly and nourishes your body? What is more luxurious than pure, clean water? What is more luxurious than a lifestyle that affords you the ability to rest so that you can be creative, rest so that you can share your intuitive gifts with the world? What is more luxurious than going for a walk in a garden? I think sometimes we connect the idea of luxury with branding and things that are marketed or sold to us, because in many societies, or definitely in the United States, there's this need for consumption. They need us to consume at a cost that affords them the ability to be simple, to fall back, to have peace, to have rest, to have ingredients that are natural, that don't make them sick, that they put on their skin, that they put in their bodies. That's why they need the consumers to consume, because it affords them a lifestyle of simplicity and peace. That is the ultimate luxury. Clean air. So it's not wrong for you to want those things. And the fact that it's deemed wrong or perceived as wrong needs to be examined and needs to be a part of this great awakening that we're all in the midst of right now. Because the fact that it is seemed is a problem is the actual problem. So I guess I'm here to tell you today, really begin to challenge those thoughts, challenge that thinking, and let's get deeper. Let's be provided for. Let's have a restful, thriving, vibrant, creative life. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Queen of Wands. She is reversed. And then we have on the bottom of the deck on the opposite side, I don't know what this card is, but let's go ahead and flip it over. Six of Cups reverse. Interesting. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The Queen of Wands, it's so funny. I'm actually getting an image of the feminine energy where she dims her light, because I just am like really getting a strong sense of someone not wanting to be taken advantage of, someone not wanting to be used and abused. Also, someone afraid of their power, someone afraid of success, not wanting to take steps forward because they're afraid of their own success. They're afraid of what happens if life changes. Will they want more from me? Will I be able to continue to give at the same rate? And the truth is that the Queen of Wands has full power over her life and what she wants. And it's almost as if someone is equating them stepping into their power or them giving their gifts as a space where they're disempowered, where they have to keep giving. And the Queen of Wands knows that there is boundaries that she enforces to protect the fact that she gave in the first place. And if you were to step in your full success, if you were to step in your full empowerment, your full feminine empowerment, that also means that you can speak up for yourself, and you have to learn how to speak up for yourself and continue to say no or yes as it serves you. It's not selfish, and the universe doesn't want you to revert and go back into childish ways or immature ways, or spiritually, mentally, physically, emotional, immature ways of looking for someone else to protect and provide for you when you are fully capable, and all you need to do is speak up for yourself, enforce that boundary, ask for what it is that you want and need, or say no. And that's something to explore. I can leave journal prompts down below. I've been doing that a lot. I do that for Behati Love Notes all the time, but I could share that with you guys because I've been loving journaling lately. The journal prompt questions will look like, what does it look like? I'm writing it down. When I exchange my power. How can I step into my power? How can I step into? How can I mature? My boundaries, my femininity. I'm going to meditate on those questions before I share them, but by the time this video goes up, I would have already meditated and channeled on it. So let's go ahead and flip over the next few cards. The first card's, wow, interesting. We have Four of Swords upright, the World card reversed, and the Four of Swords reversed. Interesting. World card is reversed, Four of Swords is reversed, and the Knight of Swords is upright. So with these energies here, I feel like someone needs to get up and get out. At the time of me sharing this message with you guys, it is spring. And Aries season has awakened in so many of us. Fresh starts, new beginnings, new chapters. The parts of us that need to approach life and ourselves with courageousness and boldness and be self-assertive, ask for what we need, explore ourselves, know what we want. And that's how we find out what we want, is by exploring ourselves and our wants and our needs. And also, any plans that you've made back then, like 2 months ago, did you start making steps on them, or are you slowly sleeping on your own potential? Have you started making steps that you promised yourself that you would make? Have you started making moves that you promised, that you told yourself that you would do? If not, the cards, the spiritual community here is really kind of calling you out and asking you, okay, it's time to step forward. For those of you that have made those steps, there's a need to kind of be, I don't say forgiving, but try to infuse like a tea bag in some hot steaming cup of water. it's time for you to infuse joy and pleasure into the rituals, the routines of the day, or this reflects the fact that you have done that or that you're doing that. It's very much giving solar plexus and sacral chakra energy, connecting us to pleasure, but also power, self-worth. I think too, I keep hearing like exploring creativity. Someone here might be a very creative person or intuitive, or maybe not even see themselves as that, but your creative self, I'm hearing like needs to be dislodged. Like it's like you have a blockage here. And if you are able to dislodge your creative self, or the blockages with your creative, you're going to start noticing that like life starts to have a lot more color. You're able to like laugh easy. Some of you guys haven't laughed in a long time. Look at how dark these cards are. It's like they're losing joy. But the cards that do have light, the Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups, both on each side, are reversed. And there's a need to kind of like go back to the things that bring you joy. Even with the World card, it's about retracing your steps, like not continuing forward, so that you can go looking for, searching for, instead of sleeping on the blessing in this moment, the beauty in this moment. For so many of you guys, I'm seeing the beauty in this moment as finding creativity and joy and pleasure and laughter and silliness and dance. I'm also hearing being really careful, mindful, like self-sabotage. Like when you see yourself starting to like love life or be creative, kind of nixing that or allowing yourself to be distracted. This is also, with creativity comes creation, the ability to appreciate what it is that you create, see the value in what it is that you create. Or maybe some of you guys haven't felt creative in forever and you don't feel like you're creating anything, not even anything of value, but just anything at all, anything in general. Or somehow when you are creating, something comes in and distracts you and pulls you away from that. That's the energetic cords that you need to kind of like see and cut and nip and, cut away, because that's what you're attracting in this moment is distractions right when you start getting in your motion, in your movement. For some of you guys, it has a lot to do with movement and dance or yoga and your ability to kind of flow through movements. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but there's definitely a difference in the intention that someone brings, a teacher to a yoga class brings, if they are more focused on like fitness versus spiritual connection and blossoming. You can feel it and sense it, even though the same moves are happening in someone whose intention is for spiritual connection and awakening versus the person who is focusing on fitness and like weight loss or weight gain, depending on their goals. It's the soul of it. Like there's the soul of it. So it's almost like someone here is taking these steps, like these routine steps, but it's missing soul, which is so funny because I did just recently make a quick reel about this on my Instagram and on TikTok about how much the world is lacking and needing soul so much. The difference between when someone cooks from their heart, when someone takes their time with their food, puts intention and love and detail and doesn't rush the food that they're making. You can taste the difference versus if someone just threw it all together. Or if it came from a restaurant and they do this all the time, just constantly churning. Is it good? Yeah, but it's missing soul. You can tell when something is made with soul. Ooh, yay. Speaking of which, I just ordered these special papers for the sacred ritual boxes, my ritual boxes, and they're just now getting delivered, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. Interesting, because at the very bottom of this deck is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is the energy of going the distance, but the burden the burden of having to go the distance, which is so interesting because I keep hearing the word self-sabotage, making sure that you're not self-sabotaging. Yeah, if you hear any noise in the background, it's Amazon delivering the paper, the special paper that I ordered for the rituals that I wrote for them. Okay, next few cards we have, oh, look at this. The King of Wands, reminding you of your power. 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Oh my gosh, the Fool card. And the Hangman reverse, yeah. So I don't want to say that I was second guessing my, oh, that's the guy who, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Damn, I don't want to say this story. I don't want to say it. Do I say this? I don't know. Sorry. I didn't even realize that was him. Long story short, I'll say it because it just happened and I kind of feel called to, and maybe everything happens for a reason. Basically, the Amazon driver who just dropped off my paper that I was just talking about, the other day he hit a car that was in the front of my house, and then he came up, knocked on the door, and well, it was the nanny. I don't want to say nanny. She's like family now at this point. It was her car, and he admitted to it, knocked on the door, and offered. And she was kind of like, I don't want to put her on blast. I'm not. But okay, she was kind of like, should I take, the offering? And I'm just like, yes, you should. Because it just felt like she needed to, she'd been going through so much, and it felt like she needed someone to speak up for her and help her to get what she deserved in the moment. Even though it was an accident, we're not the world's punching bag, and sometimes it's important to ask for what is that you need, or ask for, I don't say repayment, but like some type of exchange if something happens. And I wanted to be the voice that helped her through that moment and made sure that she got what she deserved in the best way possible. And it ended up happening, right? And I think it was a learning moment for all of us, especially women, like Queen of Wands. Sometimes we're afraid to speak up. Sometimes we're just like, oh, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to inconvenience. Like, yes, no, it's okay. It was an accident. Yes, it was an accident. But also, like, these were my belongings and this is my way of transportation. And like, I'm living, like, what if you're living paycheck to paycheck? And, that money makes a difference. And I just feel like it's so interesting that he pulled up just now and delivered the paper that I'm working on these rituals. And as simple and insignificant as it may seem, it actually isn't insignificant. The paper that I am printing on, it is about speaking up and moving from the heart, but also strengthening the heart so you're not exhausted by quote unquote like bad luck or life happening. And I feel like with the Fool card, King of Wands, 9 of Cups, and the Hangman reverse, there's a need, maybe that's also the message here, is like there's a need to kind of like free yourself of not asking for what it is that you want and need because you don't want to inconvenience, because you don't want to ask for too much. 9 of Cups is literally what you ask for, you receive. And the World card here reverse is saying, it's really time for you to learn this lesson. If not, you find yourself kind of repeating the same patterns. And one time, sure, like, but multiple times, or of the same kind of experience kind of happening. And at some point, you have to learn. You have to accept the lesson and be changed by it. If not, then the situation doesn't change. And it could be so simple as, again, speaking up. It could be so simple as taking those steps. It could be so simple as having someone else speak up for you, and it just changes everything. But I wonder too, oh my gosh, guys, look, how the heck? 6 of Cups, 6 of Cups sitting right next to each other. I wonder too, this is really confirming exactly what I was about to say. Where in childhood do we learn this from? Ace of Swords. Where is it embedded in our brain? What is the lesson? Where did this come from? That's also something to journal on. Where did it come from? This narrative that you tell yourself that I'm asking for too much, or I don't want to be a burden. And it's interesting that the word self-sabotage is coming through too, because it means that like, because of something that I will or won't do, it sets me back. And a lot of you guys do have awareness. You do know that it would be fair if you received, if you moved forward, if things would change. But whatever it is that kind of needs to make that happen, there's a part of you that stops that from happening. And that's what stops your light from shining. That's what stops you from receiving. That's what stops you from being like, oh, thank God. Like, my life wasn't made harder and more difficult by actions that were outside of my control. And I think too that I'm saying this out loud, some of you guys are going to choose to continue on actually in the same patterns, the same ways. And I just want to tell you to be really careful about that, because it can really lead to burnout. It can really make, let's say in the situation that happened with our nanny, right? If this was just another situation in her life where an accident happened or something happened that was outside of her control, but ended up impacting her blessing, and she just went along with it every single time. Each person or situation that is crossing paths with her that created some version of a setback that she would just immediately forgive and try to pick up the pieces of it and by that, where's the 10 of Wands here? The trying to get it to the finish line, just shouldering through. I know we definitely just, there it is. Oh, here comes Mike and my daughter. You're gonna hear him singing to her. He took her for a walk so I could shuffle and pull cards for you guys, and he's singing to her. With the 10 of Wands, showing like someone kind of trying to thug it out, trying to push forward. I promise you, over time, it starts to wear away because you're not speaking up for yourself, it starts to wear away at your ability to be well rested, to trust in others, to feel supported. Everyone else around you will feel supported. Everyone else has that sense of freedom and lightness, but your energy, your aura will be carrying the burden. It will be heavy if it continues to happen again and again and again. So the moral of the story is that whatever the lesson is here, especially if it's a generational curse that you need to cut yourself away from by this mindset of like, I'm asking too much, or I don't want to be a burden. Those are the first two things that keep coming to me. Or I have to work for abundance, or I can't rest right now, or I have to answer this text message or this phone call because I have to be available to this person. You don't have to do anything. And there's a pattern here that is wanting to be broken. And the King of Wands is speaking to the divine feminine that says, you are empowered, you can speak up. And it's important that you do, so that your light, your gift, continues to shine. If you love these readings and felt like they spoke into you, that they inspired you, awakened something within you, I really want to encourage you to check out Behati Love Notes. It's this tiny community that I've curated for all of us to gather, for me to shuffle and pull cards, channel messages for you, pull the charts astrologically, explain to you the different transits, what's happening current time, to help you navigate through the world. I really strongly believe that if you understand the energy of the planets, you can make them work for you and not against you. Even if there's a challenging aspect, I don't see it so much as a challenge. I see it as an opportunity. I'll show you how to work your magic. The links for that are down below. If you want to bring magic to your altar, a physical, tangible, I have it in my hands and I'm working my magic at my altar vibe into your experience, into your existence, The ritual boxes are right up your alley. I'm going to link that down below. It's once a month I create an intention oil. It's very similar to the lunar intentional oils that I've been creating for over 10 plus years that you guys love. However, it's on a consistent basis, and your spot and your bottle, your oil is reserved, so you don't have to, I don't want to say fight with others to get your bottle, to reserve your bottle, but your name on the bottle is already set in stone, and it's yours, so no one can take that from you. The links for that will be down below. Until then, thank you guys so much for allowing me to channel and pull and connect with your energy. You know, I love being here. I love connecting with you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one, which will be next week, most likely Monday. I will talk to you and see you then, or I'll see you in a second in Behati Love Notes readings. Talk to you later. Bye.